See the moonlights on the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Talawa TV is in the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. By the corner on the telephone. Yeah, this is the Shout Out the Messenger, and you're watching Talawa TV with the host and best. So Davis, take it away.
My followers, good evening. Happy Sunday to you all. Let me know how I'm sounding. Let me know if my background sounds a little bit too windy. I'm literally sat right next to a fan. So if it's upsetting you or irritating you, give me a shout in the comment section and I will literally just turn it off. Make use of that comment section tonight, people. The headline reads for itself: Reggae Girlz Road to Australia and New Zealand. That simply means that I'll be talking about our aim of hoping to successfully qualify for a second World Cup on the bounce. And I'm obviously focusing on the women's senior football team of Jamaica. Obviously, you should know that because it says the Reggae Girlz. So, yes, Australia and New Zealand, will we be there next year? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know what you guys feel. I'm going to let you guys know how I'm feeling later on. But before I continue, do let me know how I sound. As you can tell, I've invested, thankfully. Before I forget my manners, massive thank you to you guys, all of my subscribers who have helped me to finance a few new kits. I've got some good news. I'm going to hold on to that. I'm going to let you guys know in a couple minutes, but you should be able to hear me sounding maybe a little bit different. Hopefully, there is a slight difference with the audio quality. Again, thank you to you guys. Also, a lovely new pair of headphones. Thank you to you guys again. So this show is pretty much about the Reggae Girlz and me giving thanks to you guys. Hopefully, you guys can sense the quality, see and hear the quality of the content going forward. Mr. Gregory Reed, good evening, sir. What's on the dinner menu tonight, Mr. Reed? I miss you more. A little bit of good news coming up there for you, Gregory. I'm going to sit on that one for a couple more minutes and then I'm going to let you know quite a few bits to talk through tonight. If I can get my notes up, let's see what my notes is saying. Who will we be talking about? What will we be talking about tonight? If I could just take a quick glance at my notes, we will be talking about Jade Bailey looking towards the Australia and New Zealand. That is our quest for qualifying for a second World Cup women's appearance on the bounce. Looking at a few dates for you guys to remember if you plan on watching the Reggae Girlz kick things off against Mexico. And then we'll be sitting tight with the Reggae Girlz for a number of weeks, about 2 weeks. They're looking at the group stage. We'll also be looking at our opponents. You guys should know who we'll be playing against or facing off against in Group A, where the Concacaf Women's Championship is concerned. And no doubt we will be looking at Tiffany Cameron as well. I'm pretty sure you've seen a social media tweet there. Not tweet, social media, Instagram, I should say, Instagram post from Tiffany Cameron in relation to camp. Um, Looking ahead at the Women's Championship, which will be kicking off on the 4th of July. So we're definitely not closing off tonight's show without talking about Miss Tiffany Cameron. I know she's definitely one of the fans' favorites, so there's no way we could do tonight's live stream without speaking about Tiffany Cameron. First of all, I'll be looking at that Instagram post there from Tiffany. I trust that it's still up. Hopefully, it's still up on her Instagram. Give it a little bit of a read. And sorry I took so long to start this live stream. I was literally talking to a source. I had to send a message to a source to find out what is going on with Tiffany. Sounded by the sounds of her Instagram post there, that is pretty much a little bit of a farewell. Not farewell forever, just farewell for the time being as it relates to camp and looking ahead to the women's championship where the CONCACAF is concerned. Mr. Mills, how are you? Good evening, sir. Happy to see you. Always happy to see you, Mr. Reed. Always happy to see you. That's a holiday week here. Yeah, July the 4th. Yes, definitely a holiday week for you guys living across the pond in the United States. I hope you guys enjoy the holidays when it comes. Again, guys, let me know how the audio is sounding. It sounds good to me. Maybe I'm being a little bit biased, but let me know how the audio is sounding. So again, let's get up that headline there. It says Reggae Girlz Road to Australia and New Zealand. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a backtrack there. Gotta just talk about where we're at in terms of qualifiers, who has qualified so far for the Women's World Cup taking place in New Zealand and Australia in 2023. Sounds weird saying that. Maybe I should just stick to saying 2023. 2023 sounds so much better. Before I'm going to go ahead, I did promise you guys that I would introduce a WhatsApp call-in show, and I gave myself a time frame which was basically tailored towards the kickoff of the championship. I did say I will try to see if we can get the WhatsApp call-in show up and running for the Concacaf Women's Championship. I think I've done it. I think I've done it, guys. So there's only one way to find out if I've actually successfully bought everything that I need. If you cast your eyes to the bottom of the screen, you will see the WhatsApp number. So you can go ahead and get dialing if and when you feel like doing so. And you can join me via audio, obviously, and have your say. Let me know how you're feeling about camp, the Reggae Girl senior team camp, that is. And let me know your feelings towards the CONCACAF Women's Championship. Do you think that we qualify for next year's Women's World Cup taking place in Australia and New Zealand? So I stuck to my promise. I promised you guys that I will try and introduce a WhatsApp call-in show. And like I said, I think I've managed to successfully do that. So do get dialing when you feel like doing so. So, all right, I've got a few things to talk about. I don't want to keep you guys for too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my shared screen and we can go ahead and look at FIFA and look at how things stand going into the Women's World Cup qualifiers. So let's turn on my shared screen quickly and we could have a little quick read and see what's what. You sound crystal. That is music to my ears, Mr. Gregory Reed. I love that. That's money well spent. That's what that's telling me. Hopefully, you guys can see what's on my screen. It should read. The headline should read how things stand in FIFA Women's World Cup qualifying. Let's catch you guys and let's all bring ourselves up to speed so that we're all on the same page here. Clearly, it says 11 nations already assured of their place at Australia and New Zealand 2023. 21 slots remain up for grabs. July set to be a huge month in qualifying across the world. Already qualified for Australia and New Zealand 2023, and these are the countries: Australia, China, People's Republic, Denmark, France, Japan, Korea Republic, New Zealand, Philippines, Spain, Sweden, and Vietnam as things stand. So, what's next? Up next, we have the CAF Africa Women's Cup of Nations, and that's taking place between the 2nd and the 23rd of July. So, best of luck to the Afghan nations. Looking forward to seeing you guys compete at next year's World Cup. And then we have the CONCACAF Women's Championship. That's where we're seated. Things kick off between the 4th of July, and that will be going through to the 18th of July. Below that, we have the Copa America, and that is from the 8th to the 30th of July. So everything July is a hot summer month, isn't it? And we have the OFC Women's Nations Cup from the 13th to the 30th of July. And we also have UEFA qualifying matches, and these are taking place between the 23rd to the 28th of June, followed by the 31st of August to the 5th of September. So let's scroll down to what really matters to us, which is the CONCACAF. That's what you guys are all here for. CONCACAF direct places is 4. You can pretty much see that on your screen, can't you? I won't let you guys do the reading. I'll do the reading for you. North America, Central America, and the Caribbeans participate participants will be decided at the Concacaf Women's Championship, which will take place in Mexico between the 4th and the 18th of July. So that is, my time is saying it is bang on Monday morning. So what's that, 1 week away? Set the clock, guys. Set the clock and keep an eye on the clock whilst you're doing so. The top two in each of the four team sections will qualify automatically. I'll read it again for you. The top two in each of the four team selections will qualify automatically, while the two teams finishing third will participate in the Intercontinental playoffs. Let's go back over here and see what you guys are saying there in the comment section. I sound crystal clear. That's good. That only tells me that it's money well spent so far. So I'm going to give you guys a brief reminder of how we're looking as it relates to our opponents. So if I go over here and look at CONCACAF, and we are tabled in Group A. Group A is looking quite spicy, isn't it? No points on the board yet because we've yet to kick things off. As I said, things will be kicking off on the 4th of July. So 1 week away today. I say 1 week because I'm already into my dreaded Monday morning. So you can pretty much read what the groups looks like. Jamaica at the top. Just beneath us, we have our friendly rivals Haiti, fierce rivals Mexico, and the heavyweight, the current champions, the United States, all tabled in Group A. In Group B, there is Panama, Costa Rica, Trinidad and Tobago, and Canada. So that is how things are looking in the groups. If you're just tuning in, let me just give you a gentle reminder that you can now join me on WhatsApp calling. I'm a little bit disappointed that you guys haven't gotten dial in yet. I haven't started to hit that WhatsApp calling feature because I did introduce it specifically for you guys who are camera shy. So again, when you are ready, when you are good and ready, do get friendly with that number. So like I said, on tonight's show, we're going to be talking quite briefly about Jade Bailey looking towards Australia and New Zealand. The dates for you guys to remember. We've already touched on the dates for you guys to remember. We're also going to be looking at our opponents. I've literally just given you our opponents. If your memory's a little bit short, like so many of us, let me remind you of our opponents. We have Haiti, Mexico, and the United States. And also, you're going to be talking about one of your favorites, one of the fan favorites, Miss Tiffany Cameron. I know there is no way that I can come back on here after being away for so long talking about the Reggae Girlz road to Australia and New Zealand and not talk about your fan favorite, Tiffany Cameron. I'm pretty sure if you are active on Instagram and you do follow the president herself, that you would have seen a Instagram post from Tiffany. I think this was some hours ago. More than happy to try and see if I can bring this one up and give it a little read for you guys. Theo, big up yourself, Theo. I took your advice, by the way, and you can see that there's now a WhatsApp call-in number. Good evening to yourself, Theo. Happy Sunday. What's on the dinner menu? I might invite myself over for some dinner there, Theo. So in case you guys don't have access to Instagram, and that would obviously mean that you wouldn't have seen Tiffany's post there. I'll go ahead and read it to you. This was 9 hours ago. Wow, time flies. And it reads as follows. It's not about where you play, it's about the impact you bring in the environment you are in. It's about having a support system around you that trusts you enough to bring out the best in you. This 2021-2022 season, I have pushed myself way outside of my comfort zone and gave everything I had inside of me playing in Hungary, so that when I had an opportunity on game day to step on the field for the Reggae Girlz, I would create special memories. I've learned that there are some things completely out of my control, and sometimes roadblocks have to happen in order for something beautiful to blossom in the end. It's time to recharge and give my body what it needs so that I can build from the success of this year. Final part will probably leave a bit of a sour taste in your mouth there, particularly if you're Team President, Team Cameron she closed off on her Instagram message there to her fans and the regular supporters by saying, "Thank you, Jamaica, and good luck to the Reggae Girls in the World Cup qualifiers in Mexico." Obviously, Tiffany was part of that 26-player squad announcement, which I gave you guys about 2 weeks ago. And I did say at the time that don't hold your breath. You might see one of your favorites might not make the final cut. Obviously, I can't see into the future, so I had no idea that one of those players would have been Tiffany Cameron. I did make that statement simply because it was a tentative squad, and with a tentative squad, it simply means that it's not a final roster for the Concacaf Women's Championship. Hence, saying do expect a few shocks here and there. Unfortunately, that is the case for Miss Cameron. Like I said, I did reach out to a source earlier on, just to find out really and truly what's going on, because one thing I didn't want to do is just kind of draw my own assumption. There couldn't really didn't really know what that post was about, if I'm being honest. So decided to just ask for a little bit of clarity there from my source, and I can read something out to you guys. That it has officially been confirmed that Cameron tweaked a muscle in camp, and it will take about 10 more days to not feel anything when she sprints. It's also been stated that she wasn't properly eased into training when she arrived after being on a short break post season. So that is the reason why Tiffany Cameron, I should say, there's only one Tiffany Cameron, won't be on the final list there. And that should be the final list. That announcement should be coming any day now. Tomorrow, Monday for you guys. I'm already into Monday. We'll make it 1 week until things kick off in Mexico, where we'll be playing against the host. So, as ever, we're always the last one out the tracks. Not really sure why we don't have our final squad announcement yet. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We're happy to sit and play the waiting game. Unfortunately, there for some of you who are Team Prezi, Team President, Team Tiffany Cameron, sorry to be the bearer of bad news. But Miss Cameron there won't be on the final roster for the CONCACAF Women's Championship, and things do kick off on July 4th. Okay, I've been a little bit put off by chicken, um, Theo. I might have to pass on this occasion. Today I made myself some seasoned rice, with some fried, I have to say fried chicken, fried fish on the side. So yeah, I'm a little bit trying to stay away from chicken. No particular reason. I have my moments. Stop by to show you some. Oh, thank you, thank you. It could be a lot worse. How do I sound, Mr. Senate? I've made a couple of improvements to the channel. How's the audio sounding? Let me know. If you are just tuning in, you should be able to read the banner for yourself. If you don't want to read the banner, I'll go ahead and read it for you. It says Reggae Girls Road to Australia and New Zealand, and I've already given you some devastating news there as it relates to one of your favorites, Miss Tiffany Cameron. Some unwelcoming news there coming out of the Reggae Girls camp, where we now know that Miss Cameron has tweaked a muscle whilst in camp, because she was fit as a fiddle when she joined up with the girls a while ago. Say a while ago, but there were a few girls who joined up in camp before Tiffany. Unfortunately, like I said, she has tweaked a muscle in camp, and it will take about 10 more days to not feel anything when she sprints. And as I've said to you there, my source also stated that she, being Tiffany Cameron, wasn't properly eased into training when she arrived after being on a short postseason um, break. So, um, I'm so happy because these equipment is so expensive, so expensive. I'm so happy that it's money's worth, and I'm sounding clear, fitting with my name. So that's wonderful stuff. I've also already given you guys um the latest there and how things are looking where the rest of the qualifiers are concerned for the rest of the globe. So we now know who's playing, which nations to look out for. So if you want to know about the AFCON, I've already given you their fixtures, not their fixtures, their dates. So if you want to look at a few of the African countries, why not? I'm sure you'll be spoiled for choice. But our main priority is obviously the CONCACAF. And with the CONCACAF, I'm referring to Jamaica. So let's go back to the CONCACAF and let's look at the rounds. Let me give you guys a brief warning. Before I do so, let's try and give you guys a graphics there that pretty much covers every important date for you guys there in Jamaica, and also for those of you who are based across the pond in the United States or Canada. You can go ahead and look at this particular um dates here. If I can find the picture, that is, just bear with me. And then after this, I'm going to look at the rest of the fixtures there where the UK is concerned. So to avoid any confusion, these are the dates that you guys need to bear in mind. Let me just go ahead and remove my banner quickly. So you guys need to bear these dates in mind. So if you've got your phone, perhaps now is a good time to take a quick screenshot. So should be able to see that one. So Mexico, we'll be taking on Mexico, the host, on the 4th of July, a holiday there for those of you who are based in the United States. And we'll be taking on USA on the 7th of July. And then we will be facing off against our Caribbean rivals, Haiti, on July the 11th. So the dates for you guys to put in your memory is July 4th, July 7th, and July 11th. That's if you are based in Jamaica or across the pond, that being the United States or Canada. If you are like myself and you are based in the UK, our dates are one day ahead. So again, I'm about to show you guys something, but this is only relevant dates wise. This is only relevant if you are based in um, the UK like myself. So if you're not based in the UK, don't write these dates down. Right? So I'm trying to cater to each and every one of you. Right. So if we go over and look at the groups as it stands. So this one is saying um, July the 5th, because we're actually playing on July the 4th if you are based in Jamaica, the States, and the United States. But the reason why it says July the 5th on my screen is because it will be if you cast your eyes right here, it will be a 3 a.m. kickoff. So make sure you get your rest on that Sunday before, on the Monday before the dreaded 3 a.m. kickoff. Make sure you get a good few days of rest over the next coming days, a matter of fact, because things are not looking pretty for us day wise. Then the following game will be against the United States, and this is going to be a 12 a.m. kickoff on July the 8th if you are based in the UK. Let me remind you guys again, if you're based in the UK, it will be the game against the United States will be played on July the 8th at 12 a.m. So this will mean it's played on the 7th, which will be a Thursday at 6 a.m. if you're based in Jamaica, 6 hours ahead of you. The one that you guys are also looking forward to, I think we're all looking forward to every game against our opponent, but this one is probably even more sweeter. Haiti, us facing off against Haiti, and this one is scheduled for July the 12th. July the 12th is only relevant to you if you're based in the UK, all right? I don't want no one saying I've confused them, okay? I'm trying to cater to everyone. And this, again, like the first match against Mexico, will be a 3 a.m. kickoff. So brace yourself and get all the necessary sleep. Let me go ahead and bring something up once more to avoid any confusion. So this is how we're looking. Mexico versus Jamaica, July 4th. only relevant if you're based in the United States, Canada, and Jamaica. Jamaica then take on the USA on July 7th, and then we move on to July the 11th, where we'll be taking on Haiti. So I've given you guys all of the necessary dates there. I hope I haven't confused anyone. I hope I've been as clear as possible for you guys. Yeah, I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them. Really happy for them. I hope it can continue. 1-1, Haiti and Jamaica. What's the scoreline in that one there, Mr. Reed? So that is how we're looking, and I might as well go ahead and bring up my banner once more. My headline reads as follows: Reggae Girlz Road to Australia and New Zealand. So I did mention that I would be speaking about um, Jade Bailey there. See if I can bring up the 26 players, tentative squad. I did read this one out about maybe 2 weeks ago to you guys, and I did say at the time, I did add emphasis that it was a 26 player squad, meaning that it's not finalized. So let's see if I can just share this one with you guys. Do you bear with me? I'm just trying to navigate something on my screen. If not, I'll just probably just go ahead and read it out since I do have it right in front of me. Okay. All right, guys. All right, let's go ahead and turn this one on. I think this one might look a little bit messy to you guys there. Let's see if we can get something up. Can you guys see that? Think you guys can see it. I hope you guys can see it at least. Let's maximize my screen. Okay, maximizing it was a foolish suggestion. Okay, let's go back and do this then. Hopefully you guys can see it. I can't zoom in no further. So sorry there. Actually, let's see if I can zoom in. Turns out that I can, right? So that's as far as I can go, guys. I need to be able to read what's in front of me. I'm gonna go ahead and read it out nevertheless. At the time, this is how the squad look. Again, this was 26 players in camp for Colorado. And at the back, we have Sydney Schneider, Chantel Swaby, Jade Bailey. At the time, if I scroll down, you can see Jade Bailey there. There was an indication. I'm gonna go across actually. There's an indication there that Jade Bailey was awaiting her passport. I trust that that should all be done and dusted, though I wouldn't hold my breath because we know who is in charge. And we know that incompetence is something that we're extremely friendly with. So yes, Jade Bailey, Vianne Sampson, Havana Salon, the return of Havana Salon, Chinalu Asher, Kayla McCoy, Atlanta Primus, Khadija Shaw, Sashana Campbell, Rebecca Spencer, the return of Den Blackwood, Denisha Blackwood, for those of you who are wondering, Tiffany Cameron, Alison Swaby, Tani Wiltshire, Drew Spence, Satara Murray, Yasmin Jameson, Trudy Carter, Jada Hilton, Palea, Kiki Van Zanten, Jodie Brown, Mariah Gray, Paige Bailey Gale, Sade Adamolakun, and Malia Atkins. If you guys want me to read out that list, do let me know. I really think I need to because it's not the finalized list, so you're not really missing out on anything. I think the big shock so far for us is that Tiffany Cameron is unfortunately won't be on the final roster. They're going to the Concacaf Women's Championship. And in case you were just tuning in, you're probably wondering, what is that all about? I'm pretty sure if you are active on Instagram and you follow Tiffany Cameron, you would have come across her Instagram post some hours ago, nearing about 10 hours ago. I have since reached out to a source and they have confirmed that Cameron tweaked a muscle in camp. It will therefore be about 10 more days until she's able to not feel anything when she sprints. It's also been stated that she wasn't properly eased into training when she arrived after being on a short postseason break. So make of that what you will. And it does beg the question of asking if one player is reportedly wasn't eased into training or the appropriate training. It does beg you to wonder other players in the same position? And if so, do we have other potential injuries that we're not aware of? Are we going into battle with a few wounded dogs? It does make you want to wonder, is it a case of Tiffany Cameron being the one who was dealt with the short straw, or is there more to what's going on? There's all type of things that's pretty much going through my head at the moment, but trying to stay relatively positive for the sake of the team, because that is our job as the 12th man. But it does put a bit of fear factor down my spine when you think that the fact of the matter is we are going into battle with a soldier who is highly experienced. The stats and the numbers, the capability, the ability speaks for itself when you look at what she's done with her club in Hungary, and also what she does when she comes into the Reggae Girlz setup. Even for the majority of the time lately, she's had to do so off the bench. Guess one good thing for someone like Cameron, with her age and experience, is that she lets her football do the talking. So I think it's safe to say that we will no doubt be missing a player of her caliber. My only hope is hopefully it won't be something that will come back to bite us, because now it is crunch time. Now we are finally approaching crunch time. It is literally 1 week away until we begin our quest of seeking to qualify for a second consecutive Women's World Cup, and it is literally go hard or go home. As literally is what's going to happen. Yeah, the go hard or you go home. So yes, I've discussed Jade Bailey with you guys. We've also looked at Australia and New Zealand. I've given you guys the all important dates. I think what I now need to do is look at the opponents with you guys. Yesterday, thank you for that bit of update there, Mr. Gregory Reed. Much appreciated. Um, I was trying to watch a game yesterday, a friendly. And whilst I'm talking about friendly, just to confirm to you guys that the girls have had a few scrimmage. Yes, I did say scrimmage. Yeah, we're trying to qualify for a second consecutive World Cup appearance, and we're playing scrimmage games against semi-pro teams, whilst other countries, dare I say, let me make it very clear, our opponents are playing against recognizable and well-respected countries, whilst we're playing against semi-pro teams. No disrespect to those semi-pro teams, but yeah, that is the state of how one those guys there in the higher echelons, and the people who are in charge of women's football, the people who are in charge of making sure that things go silky smooth, those guys there at the higher echelons, that is how they view women's football. That is their ratings and their attitude towards this senior women's team who are trying to create further history. They think that it is absolutely okay to set us up for, I'm not going to say success. That is clear, setting you up for failure if they think it's appropriate to set the girls up for scrimmage games when our opponents are playing against well respected oppositions. Whilst I'm talking about well respected oppositions, let me go ahead and look at Mexico. So last night I was watching this game. It was the 37th minute. I think it must have been like 3 or something in the morning, and by then my eyes were closing on me. So this is why it currently says 37 minutes. Believe me, guys, this game is done and dusted. Clearly, you can see there that it says friendly. So shall we do a quick refresh and see how this one ended? So this one's against Mexico. Mexico is our team, first team. The host will be taking on Mexico on the 4th of July, right? And this is how things ended. Let's have a little refresh and see. Magnificent. So they pretty much steamrolled Peru. You can pretty much read this one for yourself. You don't need me to read it for you. But if you do, I'll go ahead and do exactly that. It clearly says 5-1 in their friendly, right? So this is how things are looking. And what I like about the likes of Mexico and Haiti and USA is that they've made these information accessible. One has to dig beneath the surface to find out what on earth is going on with the Reggae Girls senior team. Do we have friendlies? If we have friendlies, who are we squaring off against? It's almost as if it's like top secret when it really and truly shouldn't be, especially when you want people to buy into women's football. They need to know what they're up against. But I have spoken to my source there, and they have confirmed that we've just had a few scrimmage games. So basically, PE matches whilst our opponents are playing against well respected teams. The first opponent being Mexico. And Mexico, tomorrow they're playing against Peru. So this would be the reverse fixture. I did speak to you guys about this some days ago. Right, not days ago, about 2 weeks ago. We also looked at USA. We know we're going to play against USA. I tried to watch this game also played yesterday, and I just couldn't hang on for dear life. This one pretty much reads for itself, doesn't it? USA again, another well-respected opposition, Colombia, and they tucked Colombia in as expected, defeated Colombia 3-0. And let's see if we can see what our Caribbean women have gotten up to. Haiti, that is. Haiti, again, they take, clearly, unlike certain federations, they take women's football quite serious. They actually managed to successfully arrange a friendly against a well-respected opposition, right? And it was against Costa Rica. Now, if you're Haitian, you're probably a little bit annoyed by the results. I wouldn't be if I were you. At least you managed to see your team square off against a well respected opposition. Yes, the scoreline isn't flattering, but it is good practice, fantastic practice, I would say, as you prepare for your World Cup qualifiers. Yes, you did lose that one 2-1, but it is a friendly. You also have the reverse of that friendly coming up tomorrow. So that's how we're looking. And if you say, let's type in Jamaica, I don't really need to do that for you. I won't ruin your Sunday, but that is how things are looking. The Jamaica Football Federation means a team no good, but as you say, let us not hold our breath. I keep telling people not to hold their breath when they watch either women's football or men's football where Jamaica is concerned, because if you hold your breath, you will be going to a place that you're probably not prepared to go at present. So do stay with us and try not to hold your breath when we look into the Jamaica Football Federation. So that is how things are looking. Let me go ahead and see if I can bring up my list of things there to talk about. So I've already spoken to you guys and I've made it quite clear to you that we've had scrimmage matches. I think I'll probably call it a PE lesson, whilst our opponents are playing against well-respected opposition. No disrespect to the team that Jamaica played against, Jamaica senior women's team that is, but it's just you're so unserious. And I'm not talking about the team or the players. I'm talking about the Jamaica Football Federation again failing to prepare. You heard your captain speak quite positively, fiercely, and confidently, and that was on my channel some weeks ago after the FA Cup final at Wembley, where Bunny clearly highlighted the importance of preparation. You don't need your captain to tell you about the importance of preparation. Clearly, that went into one ear and then out the other, because weeks later, again, whilst our opponents are playing against respected opposition, we are playing scrimmage matches for a World Cup qualifier, a scrimmage match that we, as the 12th man, the one who buy into the game, the ones who stay up until the crack of dawn, 3 a.m., sometimes 4 a.m., watching our team from across the globe. We don't even know the names of the teams that the girls play against, let alone the results, because we think it's all secretive. You guys make things public when you don't need to make things public, and things that should be public, you guys hold on to it. It makes absolutely no sense. That's how we're looking. I'm just trying to see if I've tackled everything here. No, I've not tackled everything. Of course not. Let's see if I can hash this out in 1 hour for you guys. I've already touched on Tiffany Cameron. If you're just tuning in, I'm more than happy to talk about Cameron, just to give you guys some clarity there. And if I'm going to give you clarity, I'm going to ruin your Sunday. So perhaps you probably don't want to know what's going on with Tiffany Cameron. And the reason why I have spoken about the difference there in terms of how our federation handles the or has handled the preparation leading up to friendlies where the women's team is concerned is earlier on I looked at England, and I know a few people like to compare us to England, and a bit like myself, I would love to see the Reggae Girls face off against England. Why not? They have the numbers in England to show up and support the girls and be the ultimate 12th man. I just think that that would be a game that will I can see that selling out a stadium. I don't know if that's just me being biased, but I think if you put England versus Jamaica here in England, that's going to be a sold out game. So I was looking at both the England team. When I say both, I'm talking about the women's team and the men's team, right? And so the season concluded for the men's team back in May. So we're talking about the Premier League. That was May the 22nd. By May the 30th, they were already in camp and they were focusing on their Nations League there, which took place from the 4th of June. When we look at the women's team, England concluded their season there on the 8th, and by the 15th, sorry, the 8th of May, by the 15th of June, the team were in training, and we know they have the Euros coming up. Euros is hosted in this country, in the UK. So it was interesting to see that they obviously have the better or the smoother transition periods there. And it's probably a transition period that we should be looking at countries like England and not necessarily making excuses. Not everything has to do about money. Some of it is just to do about common sense. And when I say common sense, I'm obviously focusing on the fact that we have players within the women's senior team who are based all over the globe. So it's natural that you will have teams or leagues that finish ahead of another league, meaning that some girls will be coming into the camp made to play catch up to no fault of their own. So when I say transition period, I'm saying that to avoid the inevitable, which could be like as things stand, we know that at least one player is definitely injured and as a result hasn't been placed on the final roster. So it makes you have to question what was the transition period like. Because if you look at the girls who play in England, they would have finished their season ahead of the girls, for example, who play in, say, Sweden, Lithuania, Hungary, for example. So therefore, surely if you gather them all in camp, they can't be tested at the same rate. For the girls who arrive late, surely it has to be a slower transition period. You're not going to throw the book at them and ask them to do the full 100 because that's how injuries arise. One needs to rest their body. One needs to be eased into the transition period. Again, particularly when you have players who are based in every corner of the world, playing across of um, a number of leagues. So now that we know that Tiffany Cameron is injured, it does make me question what's going on with the rest of the team. We know we had a few late arrivals to no fault of their own because, like I said, you have girls who play in other leagues like over in Sweden and in Lithuania. Naturally, that just means that some leagues will finish above each other or before each other. And after that, it simply means that they'll be joining with their teammates later than expected, again, to no fault of their own. So at the moment, I'm sat here and I'm thinking, I'm a little bit concerned for the likes of Asha, Chinelu Asha, also concerned for um, Trudy as well, Trudy Carter, because those are two players. We can't afford to lose no player, but we definitely can't afford to lose the core, the backbone of our team, because things could prove to be a little bit rocky. I know a lot of you've been following women's football. You don't need me to tell you about the importance of players like your Cameron or your Carter or your Asher. So yeah, there's a few reservations there. By the way, I trust that they must be fit as a fiddle, Trudy and Asher. I'm just saying because of the late arrivals, again, to no fault of their own, I am a little bit cautiously optimistic where those players are concerned. So Yes, I think we should look at countries like your England and look at how they do things together. You know, the fact of the matter is, yes, because we do recruit from a wider talent pool, we're always going to be in a position where players are arriving later in camp and so on. But when that situation does arise, surely you have to pre-plan and give bespoke training sessions. So if a player plays in England, then their training session, at least for the first 2 days or whatever, should be different to a player who plays in your Hungary or your Lithuania or your Poland or your Sweden, right? Because they're not at the same level. They're also more than likely to be jet lagged. So they need to just pace themselves before you throw the book at them, because unfortunately, this is how injuries are caused. Like I said, let me just go ahead and reiterate there. I'm just trying to find the quote there from my source, which basically said, again, if you're just tuning in, as it relates to Tiffany Cameron, that she won't be on the final roster for the women's CONCACAF championship. And it was confirmed that Cameron tweaked a muscle in camp. It will take about 10 more days for her not to feel anything when she sprints. My source also went a little further and stated that Cameron wasn't properly eased into training when she arrived after being on a short break post season. So let me know what you guys make of what I've been saying. What fumbling over my words. Let me know what you guys make of what I've said so far. Let me know how you're feeling. Feeling cautiously optimistic. That's how I'm personally feeling right now. I'm trying to be as realistic as possible, trying to be positive as well. Um, for the sake of the girls and no one else. But yeah, I am feeling a little bit cautiously optimistic. On June the 13th is something I said we can learn from um England. We could also learn from the USA, because on June 18th, if I just pop on my shared screen and go over to Twitter, June 13th, guys, there at the bottom, the United States, the current champions, one of our opponents, what did they do? They effectively communicated well to their 12th man, and they provided the 23 player roster for the CONCACAF Women's Championship. So no fluffing about, no head scratch, no who is making the final cut, none of that nonsense. And they went a little bit further by saying a few other players, three other players, will join the CONCACAF, sorry, will join the women's national team players, 26 player roster for the June training camp, and they had friendlies against Colombia, which I've already discussed. So good to know that if you support America, at least you know what your final roster looks like, right? We don't, unfortunately. So let's go. So big up the boys. They have defeated Haiti. 2-1 with 9 men. So that's some celebratory news there for them. They absolutely deserve that. Definitely, heart of lions, definite heart of lions to come back and pull something out the bag when things look so bleak for them. So the young reggae boys, they definitely deserve their victory, and they deserve the rewards that comes from their victory as well. So definitely big up to the team. Seems to be quite mature. You have to be mature to bounce back, because they started off their campaign quite shaky, didn't they? And I'm referring to the U20s there. Gregory mentioned in the comments section, and his reference is in relation to the CONCACAF U20s men's senior team. So yeah, big up the young boys. Definitely happy for them. They most certainly deserve their reward. Long may it continue. So yes, guys, we've discussed a couple of things there. You could go ahead and check out the England Instagram page there, just to look at when they arrived in camp. I could see on June 15th, the women's team were in camp. They've got the Euros coming up, but obviously they're serious about their business. And the men's team as well, they arrived in camp shortly after their football season was finished. Again, serious about their business. Good evening, Hot Chili. How am I sounding, Hot Chili? You notice any difference? How do I sound? Good day to yourself. What's on the dinner menu? I think I've come to the end of my live stream. I'm going to be taking it slow and steady with you guys. I'm gonna give you guys another catch up there in case you haven't been um, looking at women's football in Jamaica for whatever the reason may be. That's the wrong move, by the way, guys. So let me just go ahead and bring you guys up to speed once more. So I did read this one out to you guys. This was a press release dating to about 2 weeks back, and it reads as follows. The Reggae Girlz preparation for the Concacaf Women's Championship gets into top gear this week with 2 consecutive camps. The first one starting on June the 16th. Players and members of the technical staff will travel June 14th and 15th to Colorado, where the camp will be held. 26 players under the guidance of interim head coach Lon Donaldson will spend 2 weeks undergoing intensive technical, physical, and mental conditioning at altitude in Denver, Colorado. A little bit of a welcoming news there. The Colorado camp is primarily sponsored by the Bob and Rita Marley Foundation under the Sedella Marley Football is Freedom Initiative, the global ambassador for the Jamaica Women's Football Program, established the initiative last year to further support the development of female football in the region. Football is Freedom is also providing logistical support. The Jamaica Football Federation is providing funding and is ensuring that all necessary support is being provided to the players and staff. Real Colorado Soccer Club is assisting with fields and facilities. And whilst I am at it, let me just go ahead and also add some more welcoming news there as it relates to the Reggae Girlz. Just thought I'll let you guys know. Also, since we touched on the Bob and Rita Marley Foundation and also Sidella Marley as well, I think it's quite fitting to mention the Reggae Girlz Foundation donated 15,000 US dollars for the Reggae Girlz camp between June 28th and July 2nd, 2022. So that is about that's a press release from 2 weeks ago, and I'm just going to finish off reading that press release there for you guys. The delegation this is the most important part because everything else up here, this has happened already. We're already in this process in Colorado. So the last few lines are the most important for you guys to make note of. The delegation then did camps to Mexico on the 28th of June for a 3-day minicamp where they will conclude their acclimatization and preparation for the high stakes tournament. They will then enter the Concacaf host facility on July 2nd, with the tournament starting 2 days later, July 4th, with a massive encounter against host Mexico. The backroom staff will be announced in the course of this week. So guys, that is how things is looking. I hope it makes perfect sense to you. Like I said, if you are just tuning in, I have stuck to my words. I'm gonna turn off this system in a minute now because it doesn't seem like you guys are making use of that WhatsApp number there. But at least I can say I stuck to my words. I did say to you guys that I would be introducing a live WhatsApp calling show for in time for the Reggae Girlz World Cup qualifiers, and I have done exactly that. My time is 1 minute to 1 a.m. here in London, so pretty soon let's take this one to um an hour. So I'm going to give you guys about 7 more minutes and then I'm going to have to love you and leave you. I think I've covered all that I wanted to cover. The big story there is the Tiffany Cameron. Pretty sure if you guys haven't seen Tiffany Cameron's Instagram post, hopefully I've given you some clarity as to what's going on. So don't be surprised when you do not see Tiffany Cameron's name on the final roster for the Concacaf Women's Championship. Okay. Let me know how you guys are feeling there in the comment section. Why are you guys so quiet tonight? What's going on? Who upset you guys? Why you guys sounding not sounding? Why you guys so quiet tonight. So I will be closing off soon. Just give me a moment. I think I've covered everything I needed to cover there, guys. And obviously, as soon as that final squad is announced, as soon as the final squad is announced, I will no doubt give you guys the update on that. So, I think that is it, guys. I think that is probably it, unless you guys have any questions there that you want to ask. If you do have any questions, then do go ahead and let me know. If not, this one is about to come to an end, but like I said, I'm going to let this one run out to 1 hour, and then I'm going to have to love you and leave you until another time. Over the next couple of days, things will start to take shape, and when July 4th gets there, that's when things will definitely, definitely get busy. All right. So, okay, let me look at my list once more because nothing could irritate me more than when I close off on my live stream and I've forgotten to say something. Yeah, I think I've covered everything for tonight. So, no, some of you have been asking me to talk about the potential starting 11, or I think you guys wanted my starting 11. I think I'll be in a better position to give you guys my starting 11 um after I see that final squad, right? Makes more sense rather than July 4th. Yes, we do face Mexico July 4th. If I said another team, then sorry for the confusion, but yes, we do face Mexico July 4th. Um, so this is how it's looking there since you asked the question. Let me just remove that for a second. Let me just remove your comment there, Hot Chili. My apologies. And let me also remove my headline. So probably you should be able to read that one. If you don't want to read it, I'll go ahead and read it for you. It clearly says Mexico versus Jamaica July 4th. These dates are only relevant if you are based across the pond in the United States, Canada, or on home soil in Jamaica. July 4th is where we square off against the host, Mexico, followed by July 7th, where we take on the current reigning World Cup champions, the United States. And we are also facing off against Caribbean rivals Haiti on July 11th. So hopefully I have not confused any of you tonight. If I have confused you, I do apologize, but hopefully I've been as clear as possible. If you're new to the channel, I do hope that you've gone ahead and hit that subscribe button, particularly if you want to know about the Reggae Girlz. I have so much planned for the channel over the next couple of weeks. So I'm really excited. I've managed to hit my first real target in terms of what's the word I'm trying to think of, improving the channel. The first real target of trying to improve the channel, which was to give you guys the option to do a live call-in show. You guys are feeling a little bit shy tonight. Don't ask me why. But now you have no excuse. So all of this camera shy, whatever, don't tell me that you're phone shy as well, because I don't know what to do after that. So I've gone and I've given you guys everything that you requested, and I do hope that you make use of it. Shockwave, good evening to yourself. How are you? Happy Sunday. Mr. Porter, good evening to yourself, Mr. Porter. Good night, Crystal. The Jamaica U20s boys are in the quarterfinals of the Concacaf U20 World Cup qualification, beating Haiti 2-1. Big up yourself there, Mr. Porter. Thank you for that. Big up yourself, Mr. Porter. How you doing? Happy Sunday to yourself. What's on the dinner menu? Guys, I'm actually quite proud of myself. 1 hour isn't too bad. I've got, call it 40 more seconds to go, guys, until I'm going to have to love you and leave you. Um plenty there for you guys to ponder over as it relates to the Reggae Girls camp. But I think before I go, I should probably end things on a more of a positive note. We're going to take a look at some training pictures there where the Reggae Girls are concerned. Hey, you should be able to see this one. I hope you guys can still hear me there in the comment section. Let me know if you can still hear me in the comment section. Hopefully you can. This looks like it was the Don Donaldson giving some instructions there in training before things got physical, I think. I'm assuming. And you had Paige Bailey Gale on what appears to be free kick duties. Seems like Paige will be on free kick duties. Like she tried to whip this one into the box. Be interesting to see to hear about the outcome of Paige direct free kick. Some more pictures there of the team, all smiles. A little bit of a team huddle. We also have some cards on deck. Team there playing some cards. Couple of the girls are gathered together playing cards. So all is well. All is always well with the Reggae Girls. I hope you guys could hear me there whilst I had the pictures up. If you couldn't hear me, I apologize. I was saying a few words there as it relates to Lauren Donaldson with what looked to be some pep talk there in training session. Also looked at the Paige Bailey Gale. Paige Bailey Gale appears to be on free kick duties based off that those three pictures there, whipping one into the box. And we also had a team huddle, and we had a few of the girls playing cards. So all is well when it comes to chemistry and unity with the women's senior team of Jamaica. Long may it continue. Sisterhood, that's what it is all about, and clearly it's on show for the world to see. Again, long may it continue for the Reggae Girls. So, guys, I'm going to be back. We're going to have to be making things quite regular, aren't we? We're definitely going to have to make things regular because we are now heading into um, exciting times. Maybe some of you, a bit like myself, you're probably feeling a little bit nervous. If you're not feeling nervous, I want to know what you're on, because you're on something that you probably shouldn't be. Because the way things are looking with our opponents, our opponents playing off against well respected opposition, and we're being made to play scrimmage games. Yeah, very unserious business there from the guys at the top. So, if that doesn't make you cautiously optimistic, good for you. Keep it up. Would love to know why that is. Hopefully, some of you might take the confidence to pick that phone up and give me a call sometime during the week, if not during the Concacaf Championship. Now comes the hardest part of the show. It's when I actually close off. This is the part that I hate. I don't like closing off on you guys, but it's now gone past 1 in the morning and my favorite show has started, and so I kind of want to go and watch it. I also don't have nothing else to say to you guys, so I'm going to have to love you and leave you. Before I forget my manners, massive thank you to those of you in the comments section. Thank you for watching me for the best part of just over an hour. You guys are an absolute joy, the ultimate 12th man. Also, to those of you who are silently watching, don't be shy. Do you get friendly with the comment section? That is what it's there for. Say hi now and again. And also, I hope that you've done the right thing and you've hit that like button and also that subscribe button. It would be greatly appreciated. So look out for that final squad there from the Jamaica Football Federation as it relates to the Reggae Girls senior team. The headline for this show reads for itself: Road to Australia and New Zealand. Things are about to get fiery, things are about to get spicy for the Reggae Girls. And by the grace of God, hopefully they go ahead and do what many is classing as the unthinkable. And it's only the unthinkable because of incompetence. Hopefully they can go ahead and put two consecutive Women's World Cup qualifiers in the history book. Slip that one in the back pockets. I'm hopeful, I'm optimistic, but I'm taking things one game at a time. trying not to get too ahead of myself. So, like I said, over the next couple of days, we're going to be talking all things reggae girls. We're not talking about the reggae boys. So, sorry for disappointing some of you, but we're not talking about the reggae boys at all. All things reggae girls for the next couple of weeks. Also, we'll touch on a few athletics. That's only because I'll be doing the Commonwealth. So that's some good news there for you guys. I'll be doing the Commonwealth this year. That will be my first Commonwealth Games. My first Diamond League Games came some weeks ago. Coincidentally, it was in Birmingham. So yeah, things are looking good for the channel. So I'll be giving you guys some Commonwealth content next month for Jamaica, obviously, because this is what this platform is all about. So those of you who love and appreciate your athletics, keep an eye on my platform for the Commonwealth Games. We've got you covered. Definitely got you covered. Um, Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Like I said, I'm already into my Monday morning. If I don't see you between now and the rest of the week, do have a lovely week when it comes. If I don't see you over the weekend, have a smashing one when it comes. Um uh, Are you talking about me saying I'm not going to speak about the reggae boys, Mr. Reed? Is that what you're referring to? I have a feeling that's what you're referring to. I'm gonna focus fully on the reggae girls because I think they deserve all the attention in the world. I think I talk enough about the reggae boys. I think just as fans in general, we give them enough attention. I think it's all right if I slip through the back doors and talk about the reggae girls extensively. Yes, we have. I assume that's what you was talking about. I'm not going to shut the door in anyone's face if I'm talking about the reggae girls and you want to talk about the reggae boys, a bit like what Mr. Reed did earlier on when he brought up the U20s championship. I'm more than happy to do that. But what I'm saying is, I've not planned any bespoke content creation for the men's team because the reggae girls right now, they are high priority, they are chasing history, and they deserve sincere support, sensible support, focus support, right? So if you guys want to talk about the reggae boys, I'm more than welcome to engage with you. If you want to pick the phone up and call me, I'm more than willing to chat away. But unfortunately, I've not planned anything for the reggae boys, and I don't see me shifting my plans. My focus is solely on the women's national team at the moment. So big you guys up in the comment section. Coach, good evening to yourself. Big up the young reggae boys. Yes, each and every time, big up the young reggae boys all day long. Right, guys, so I've come to the end of my live stream. Let me just say it once more. Thank you guys for your love and support. It is greatly appreciated. Sorry to put a downer on your Sunday evening. I've added clarity to Tiffany Cameron's Instagram post, which was posted about 10 hours ago, giving you your clarity. Now you know where things lie. Now you know what's happening with Miss Cameron. So, again, sorry for being the bearer of bad news. I'm just trying to do my job. The Reggae Girls road to Australia and New Zealand gets in full swing a week away today on July 4th in Mexico. I hope that you guys will be tuning into my live streams. I'll be doing plenty of live watch alongs, be talking about the game as they come, talking about the players, talking about the coaching stuff, talking about the 12th man, pretty much talking about everything there is to talk about as it relates to women's football. Like I said, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a smashing week when it comes, and thank you for your continuous support. Have a good night. Thank you, Mr. Reed. Have a good day, night, be blessed. Thank you, sir. Have a smashing Monday morning when it comes. The dreaded Monday morning is here for me, guys. So I'm gonna have to love you and leave you, the hardest part. Thank you guys for your continuous support, and I will be seeing you. Might see you tomorrow. Might see you Tuesday. Might see you on Wednesday. You never know. You never ever know. Do keep an eye on my platform because I will be seeing plenty of you over the next coming days. If you are new to the channel, do go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Better yet, go ahead and hit the like button. It's been an absolute pleasure sitting here and speaking back and forth with you. I hope you guys have enjoyed the content. Until next time, do take care.
I'm John Barnes, and you're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.